Welcome, Facebook. This is Adam Ashba, President and Realtor of Ashmont Realty, and welcome to April's Central Ohio Housing Report, in which we report all the statistics of real estate, basically in Central Ohio. And now, not only does this maybe pertain to Central Ohio specifically, but this is a pretty good reflection. If you own a home or property in the Ohio area, please watch this because it's going to give a lot of great information. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Home prices in Central Ohio for the month of March rose 17%, which is huge. That's the highest year-over-year appreciation of real estate in our history of the MLS. It's never been higher, and there's just a lot of components. We've talked about it month over month for the last 3 to 4 years now, and it really comes down to inventory. But I'm going to touch a little bit on the new construction part that we haven't talked about. There's a lot of data and things that I want to get over really quickly and not make it super complicated, because it really can be. But yeah, house prices up 17% in Central Ohio. It's about, on average through the United States, is about a 15% increase. So you're really looking at, why is that? And the biggest issue is just over the last 10 years, we've only had about 5 million homes built over the last 10 years. We typically see 15 to 20 million homes built within the United States in a 10-year period, and we're about a fifth or a quarter of that, which has caused huge supply issues nationally. So now, this statistics kind of throws it off a little bit, but we have there was 3,600 homes listed for sale in Central Ohio. Now, if you remember back in January, February, we had only 1,500 homes. About 5 years ago, we had about 5,000 homes listed for sale this time of year. And then 10 years ago, when we were in that kind of the housing crisis, we had anywhere from 10 to 15,000 homes that were listed. Now, home listings went up 32%. year over year. Now, the issue is, well, that's great, right? There's more houses for sale. What's going on? What's the problem? You got to remember what happened 12 months ago this time. It was COVID. And if you remembered, April, May was devastating for the housing listing market, because people really didn't know what to do. And a lot of clients didn't want to have their houses listed for sale. They didn't want people walking through their house if they didn't have to. So 32% increase in listings year over year. That sounds great, but that's because of COVID really took a whack of a lot of the listings. So, but welcome to Ashmont Live. For those who are joined, we're discussing Central Ohio housing prices. It's up 17% from this year over last, highest increase ever in Central Ohio history. If you have any comments or questions, just go ahead and put them below. We'd be happy to share them on air, or I'd be happy to answer those. If you have any questions about how much you think your house is worth for sale, if you think you can cash out and take advantage of the market, you might want to do that. So let's move along. Homes under $350,000, and that's your bread and butter homes in Central Ohio. The average home is about $290,000. So an average sale price of a home in Central Ohio, when you add all the houses up together, is about $290,000. So a bread and butter home in Central Ohio, $350,000 or less, sold an average of 13 days. Now, I think that is a record. We were in that 17 to 20 day range. I don't think we dipped below 15 even last year, late July, August, September. So I think the average sale price of a home at 13 days is a record as well. If you had a home between $350,000 and $500,000, took 19 days to sell. So homes are selling very quickly, record times. And again, if you can cash out now, if you have somewhere to move to because inventory is tight, now might be the time to do that while the market is way up. One thing that was really interesting that I wanted to cover on April's housing report was the issues that builders have had in Central Ohio over the last year in new construction. If you're not building new homes, you're not meeting demand, which causes a shortage, which causes prices to increase year over year by 17%. And that's what we're seeing. An average sale price of a home should increase about 3%, to put it in perspective. So the BIA, or the Building Industry Association of Central Ohio, reported that the average cost of a new home in Central Ohio for April was $378,000. An average new home was $290,000. Again, but purchasing a new home is always more expensive than a pre-existing home, typically. Okay, so an average cost of a new home was $378,000. But the problem is that builders are reporting that roughly $90,000, or about 25%, $90,000 out of that $378,000 is in regulatory expenses. So this is fighting municipalities, building permits to do new projects. And when you tack on that kind of restriction, that slows down production. And not only that, it costs the builder more money, which in turn they have to pass it on to the consumer. So that's something I'm going to dive into on a next Ashmont Live. But I'd like to get more information on that, what the concern is there. But if we, as from a political or municipality, aren't supporting builders in new construction, we're going to have a housing shortage in Central Ohio for a while, regardless if the rates continue the same rate or not. But that's something that will have to be ironed out. So with that being said, please comment below. Happy to answer any questions. If you wanted to know how much your house might be worth, you can find me on Facebook at Adam Ashba, Ohio Realtor. But I'm on Facebook. Send me a DM. Happy to answer any real estate related questions. I'm not a real estate attorney. I'm just a real estate broker. I just want to preface that. So thank you for watching this month's edition of the Central Ohio Housing Report. Make sure you like and subscribe on Facebook at Ashmont Realty. And we will see you guys next month.